This is Reggie, and I'm Brent, and we've been friends for over 10 years now. We work together, we play together, we go football together, and I'm your typical white guy that grew up in the suburbs throughout the United States. I lived in 7 different cities in the United States, all in the burbs, and so I have a white background, if you want to call it that, and I was introduced to the black community here in Dallas through Reggie. By the way, if you want to know more about Reggie's past, there's a great Fox News 12-minute video on our website, soulsharbordallas.org. So I'm going to turn it over to Reggie. And Reggie, why don't you talk about your black community experience?
Yeah. Well, first again, I am Reggie, and me and Brent do work here at Souls Harbor. Some of the things that I was talking to Brent about is, for instance, when we're talking about addiction and stuff, in the minority communities, like the recent heroin epidemic that last year took out a few of the guys here. A close friend of mine and his family was featured on one of the local news stations. It was very prevalent in the minority communities, and a lot of times when the minorities, and we'll say blacks, because of right now the current situation, when we were saying, hey, we need help, we needed this, then we got more policing. And so, but people were kind of just downplaying it. And then it finally reached the suburbs. And that's where the change came from, because it was already happening. And a lot of times, minorities are saying, we need help. And what we get is downplaying or minimizing it. But when it made it to the suburbs, and it made it to peoples who are affluent, like some of my friends' parents that are affluent members of society, it affected their children, and then it was like, whoa, there's a problem. But in the minority community, we've been saying it was a problem for years, and we've been trying to reach out. So when the change happens, like under what's currently going on, with the video camera and this and that, people are now being able to see how it is what we have been talking about, or what the black community or minority communities have been talking about for years, what has been existing. And now we're starting to see some change,
Right. And last 11 years I've lived here at Souls Harbor, which is in southeast Dallas. Minority, very poverty-stricken. In fact, a mile from here is Sand Branch, where they have no running water whatsoever in their houses. So it was a totally different experience for me. And I came here 11 years ago. Reggie, who's my right-hand man, my friend, the guy I love, helped me so much. But the thing that he helped me most with is understand the black community, and being a white cat, as Reggie would say, is I'm going to give you 3 different experiences that happened with me and Reggie that they treated me different because I was a white man, and Reggie pointed that out to me, and he was absolutely right. The first instance was our vehicle was in a pound, in the city of Dallas pound, and it's a long story, so I'm just going to abbreviate it. But anyway, our Souls Harbor vehicle was there, and I had to go down and fetch it. It was just a lot of bureaucratic city stuff. But the pound was actually run by the city of Dallas policemen. And with my type A personality, I was very confrontational with the policemen there. And long story short, when we left, Reggie said, if you were a black man, you would have been arrested. He's probably right. I could have been killed if I was a black man. The second experience I'll never forget, we're in a poverty-stricken area here. So there's a lot more crime than there is in the suburbs of anywhere in the United States, and that's true of being in the poverty-stricken area in a big city like Dallas, Texas. Just a block away from us, there was like 6 or 7 police cars on the road, on Ed Road right over there. And I go, hey, Reggie, because Reggie was driving and we're in the car together. I go, Reggie, why don't you just drive over there and see what's going on? And he goes, Brent, we don't do that. Us, the black communities, do not get near the cops during those circumstances. And I said, you know what? I can see his viewpoint. And, you know, it's something that, you know, as, you know, I was brought up in a totally different environment than Reggie. The other thing I notice is, you know, sometimes I drive, most of the time Reggie drives, but we're in the car together talking. And he said, look how the policemen are looking at me when he's driving. It's a different look. They don't even look at me. I'm just a white cat. So these things are prevalent. And I got to say, I was very ignorant about the black community. And when I was an adolescent, I would be termed a racist. A racist against the black communities, against the Hispanic communities, the Muslim communities, and the gay communities. And I'm not proud of it. But I was able to change. I was able to change as I got older. And I'm still learning. I don't know that. I just know a little bit about the black community. It's because of my friend, the guy that I love, Reggie. And, you know, this is a learning process for the entire United States, is that we have to learn about each other. So, anyway, I love you, Reggie.